Welcome back. In this section, we will discuss the application structure. An Android application contains the source code and the resource files that are structured across different folders. A number of these files are generated by default when you create a new project. However, there are some that we need to create if needed. When we create an Android application in Android Studio, a default folder structure is created. The application structure contains two sets of files, which are Android project files and Android application modules. Android application modules contains library files, source files, and resource files. We will discuss the structure of a file in detail in the next few slides. Consider the following application structure. The build/directory structure, which is stored in the main application module, contains the folders for the specific builds, such as intermediates and generated. The libs directory. The libs directory, which contains private libraries, is a part of the main application module. If there is a need to use a third-party library in the application we are developing, we can store those library files in this directory. The src directory. The src directory contains the Java source files for our application activities. For the sake of structure and identification, we can add source files under different packages and put the source files. The given example shows weather application and home activity source files. The assets directory. By default, the assets directory is optional and we can create it when needed. To create the assets directory, perform the following steps. Go to File, click New, and select Directory. The assets directory will be created in the src/main/directory. When we create the assets directory, it is empty by default. We can, however, use it to store media files such as audio and video, textures, and game data. We can programmatically access any file that is stored in the assets directory. To ensure the size of the APK file is small, we should avoid storing large files in the assets directory. The res directory. The resource folder contains several application resources such as drawable files, layout files, menus, mipmap files, and values. These resources are stored in different subdirectories. Let's learn about each of the subdirectories. Anim contains the XML-based animation files. Color contains XML that defines the color scheme. Drawable contains the image files such as PNG, JPEG, or GIF, and XML files that describe drawable shapes or drawable objects. Mipmap contains the app launcher icons. The Android system selects the best resolution icon for our app according to the display density of the device. An appropriate image is used from different subdirectories that are available in the mipmap directory. These are HDPI, XHDPI, XXHDPI, and XXXHDPI. Depending on the device used, the Android system will automatically select the best resolution image from one of these subdirectories. Layout contains the XML files that are compiled into the screen layout or part of the screen. We use the layout files inside an activity. The layout file contains the components such as views and view groups, which are shown on the screen. Menu. The XML files that define the application menu are located in the menu folder. Values. The values folder contains strings.xml, diamonds.xml, and styles.xml. The strings.xml file contains the text that we need to display inside an application. The diamonds.xml file contains the dimension values in dp. The styles.xml file contains different styles for the UI components of an application. This brings us to the end of our discussion on the application structure of an Android application.